Mason Greenwood set for Man United reunion as transfer agreement reached. Mason Greenwood looks increasingly likely to be playing alongside a former teammate. Former Manchester United ace Angel Gomes is set to join forces with Mason Greenwood following a surprise transfer to Marseille. The English midfielder's contract was due to expire this summer. He had been rumoured to be making a comeback to Old Trafford, while Premier League competitors Tottenham and West Ham were also said to be interested. Despite this, Gomes has opted to move elsewhere. As per RMC Sport, he is poised to join the French heavyweights, who have proposed a 3-year contract at the Stade Velodrome. Gomes has accepted the move after being swayed by Roberto De Zerbi's style of play, and the opportunity to participate in the Champions League was too enticing to refuse. Gomes will reunite with former United colleague and fellow academy graduate Greenwood at his new club. The forward made a permanent move to France last summer and managed to net 22 goals in his debut season. Greenwood has been associated with a potential move due to reported interest from Barcelona but has voiced his intention to stay with Marseille. Earlier this year, he stated, "I hope to be here next year for the Champions League. All the other players tell me that the stadium is something special. I think it's been a very positive season, we've reached our objective." Gomes, 24, has been with Lille since departing Old Trafford in 2021. The four-time England international has since made 134 appearances for the club, finding the back of the net 10 times. When old friends meet again, the Marseille reunion that's got football fans talking. What happens when two promising young talents leave one of the world's biggest clubs, only to find their paths crossing again thousands of miles away? The football world is about to find out, as Angel Gomes prepares to join Mason Greenwood at Marseille in what promises to be one of the most intriguing reunions of the summer transfer window. This isn't just another transfer story. It's a tale of second chances, ambition, and the magnetic pull of European football's biggest stage. But more than that, it's a story that makes you wonder, could Manchester United be watching two of their former academy stars flourish elsewhere with a tinge of regret? The journey to Marseille, how two paths became one. Angel Gomes was once the poster boy for Manchester United's famous academy. The midfielder, now 24, seemed destined for greatness at Old Trafford. He was the youngest player to represent United in European competition since Duncan Edwards, a comparison that carried enormous weight given Edwards' legendary status at the club. But football rarely follows the script we expect, does it? In 2021, Gomes made the difficult decision to leave Manchester United, seeking regular first-team football that seemed increasingly unlikely at his boyhood club. His destination? Lille, the French club known for developing young talent and giving them the platform to shine. Fast forward to today, and Gomes has transformed himself into a player that top clubs across Europe are chasing. With 134 appearances and 10 goals for Lille, plus 4 caps for England, he's proven that sometimes taking a step back can help you leap forward. Meanwhile, Mason Greenwood's journey to Marseille took a different route entirely. The forward, another product of United's academy system, found himself needing a fresh start. Marseille offered him exactly that opportunity, and boy, did he grab it with both hands. 22 goals in his debut season in French football. Let that number sink in for a moment. That's the kind of return that turns heads across Europe, the kind of performance that makes Barcelona sit up and take notice. Why Marseille? The pull of the Velodrome. So what makes Marseille such an attractive destination for these two English talents? The answer lies in a combination of factors that create the perfect storm of opportunity. First, there's Roberto De Zerbi. The Italian manager has built a reputation for playing attractive, possession-based football that gets the best out of creative players. For someone like Gomes, who thrives on technical ability and vision, De Zerbi's system represents the ideal environment to showcase his skills. But perhaps even more compelling is the Champions League factor. How many young English players get the chance to test themselves against Europe's elite on a regular basis? Marseille's qualification for the Champions League wasn't just a bonus for Gomes, it was a game-changer. Think about it, would you rather fight for a place in a Premier League team where European football isn't guaranteed, or join a club where you're virtually assured of playing in the sport's most prestigious competition? The answer becomes pretty obvious when you put it like that. The Stade Velodrome itself adds another layer of appeal. With its intimidating atmosphere and passionate fan base, it's the kind of stadium that can elevate a player's performance to new heights. Greenwood has already spoken about how the other players have told him the stadium is something special, and when you're trying to convince a teammate to join you, that kind of environment sells itself. The reunion factor, more than just former teammates. But let's talk about what makes this story truly special, the reunion aspect. Gomez and Greenwood aren't just any two players joining the same club. They're products of the same academy system, players who came through the ranks together at one of football's most famous clubs. There's something almost poetic about two academy graduates finding each other again at a club that's willing to give them the platform their talents deserve. It speaks to the bonds formed during those formative years in professional football, bonds that clearly transcend club loyalties and career paths. For Marseille, this reunion could prove to be a masterstroke. Chemistry between players is something you can't buy or manufacture, it either exists or it doesn't. When you have two players who understand each other's games, who've grown up playing together, that understanding can translate into magic on the pitch. What this means for Manchester United? Here's the question that United fans probably don't want to ask but can't help thinking, could the club be making a mistake by letting these talents slip away? Gomez was reportedly courted by his former club, with rumours of a potential return to Old Trafford circulating throughout the transfer window. The fact that he chose Marseille over a reunion with United speaks volumes about where the club currently stands in terms of attracting and retaining young talent. Similarly, Greenwood's success at Marseille, 22 goals in his first season, remember, demonstrates the kind of impact he can have when given the right environment and support system. Now, it's important to acknowledge that football is complex, and there are always multiple factors at play in any transfer decision. But from a purely football perspective, watching two academy graduates thrive elsewhere while United continues to search for consistency and identity has to sting a little. The broader picture, English talent abroad. This reunion also highlights a growing trend in English football, young English players choosing to develop their careers abroad rather than fighting for opportunities in an increasingly competitive Premier